Alright, so I just got back from the neighbor. I went over to Uncle Bob's too, was cleaning some wood. And now I've got a chicken outside my window. So, anyway, it is in my opinion, right now, well, there's a couple things going on over there. And I talked to the guy, and we hit it off pretty good, and we talked about it, and I let him vent what all was going on there, and there is a human element involved also, but I think it's a separate thing. It's kind of, I feel bad for the guy. He's had a lot of trouble, and getting 911 calls over his goats being out is just silly, in my opinion, because who does that? What kind of neighbor does that? He bought the property, the house, and I forgot how many acres come with the house, but it was actually my great uncle's house that he bought. And I was wrong about him living in the trailer across the road where the goats are actually at. And now the guy has had problems with the neighbors because the neighbors said that his dogs were chasing their cats, and the neighbors got like 10,000 cats, and that's kind of what dogs do. Uh, the guy actually has killed all of these goats and a dog. I mean, it's awful sad, really, because of neighbors complaining about these dogs and the goats getting out in the road. I mean, it's terrible. The guy is actually a nurse, and all this and that. I did take a little bit of video over there, and I'm going to talk to the guy some more. He was taking his daughter somewhere. He's got 2 young kids, and I really, really feel bad for him. However, I did broach the subject of the boogers, and kind of to my surprise, he was open about it. I put him, I showed him a couple of the videos where I've had deer gifted to me. The deer that was left for him was on his back fence. And I asked him if I could look around a little bit. The property surrounding him is owned by some of my cousins, so I'm gonna have to talk to them before going on that. And they're I don't. I think some of the problems might be coming from them, not the human, the cut wire or the dead deer or anything like that. But I don't know. Some people are strange, including me and some of my family. We don't like trespassers. But anyway, like I said, I did take a little bit of video. I'm not going to release all this, but this is what was in his yard today. It's a crane, okay, one of the gray egrets or cranes or whatever. This was in his yard. He found it, I think he said yesterday, out beside of the tree. And I'm going to just kind of skip through this. This is the tree. Here's a glyph by the tree. This tree is up against his fence. And he found it here. He said he tossed it over there. All right. He's also found a dead deer on this fence too. His daughter actually got up and looked out at it, and the deer had, I think, a broken leg, and the head was missing and stuff like that. And I showed him some of the gifts brought over to my place. I didn't see any tracks or anything like that. There is some curious looking structures that look like human observation posts around there. And again, I've got a lot on video, but we're supposed to get back together. Like I said, he had something to do today, and we're supposed to get back together. And I'm going to show him a few things that's happened around here and why I think they're boogers. The cut wire is what I'm looking for now. This is across the road from his property where the goats are. This is what was cut. And it wasn't cut, it was smashed into, which I find very interesting. there's a wire that runs through this, and it was over in a different spot. He's got it repaired now. But the guy has shot and killed all of his goats. I seen these goats out back. He's got two of these big dogs in there, and he said that they do bark at a lot of stuff at night, and that's why he couldn't understand why, somebody was over there messing around. It's actually pretty sad what's happened with this guy. Uh, I don't understand it, but he's got both human problems and booger problems. There's some people giving him a hard time, and I'm going to talk to these people too, because like I said, I am related to them, and they're kind of odd. I mean, their dad, which was my great uncle, was kind of odd about the property and stuff, and nobody wants people trespassing on the property, and I totally get that. But he said that people pulls up in his driveway and everything else, which it is an access to another piece of property, but they just pull up there and see it. And, I understand taking care of your property and keeping an eye on your property, but sometimes it sounds like borderline harassment. The wife had passed a few years back from cancer, and uh, there's some other things that's happened, but I don't want to talk about it right now, just because in that video he gave me permission to film the video and a few parts, but I didn't want to just you know film everything. I'm going to talk to the guy. We've exchanged contact information and everything like that. So uh, I told him what to keep an eye out for. I asked him if anything had ever been thrown, like rocks thrown or house hit or anything. And he's got like a chain link fence all the way around his house. And as far as I could tell, that his house has never been hit or rocks thrown or anything like that. Um, Seems like a good guy, and he's got some more property up here. And I've told him where I lived at. We're gonna get up with each other, and there'll be more to this. But I've told him to keep his eye out on for other things. And like I said, he's got two young kids. Man, I feel bad for the dude. I really do. But whenever we walked around, I mean, I found a hawk has been left here for me before. Look at this. The bird just came there and died. I mean, it's weird. There's not a mark on this bird, like it was attacked by some kind of animal or anything. There's not a mark. Actually, I think the neck looked like it had been broke, and the pipe was not cut with cutters. And it's just, I don't know. There's a lot more to it. Like I said, I'll talk about it a little bit later and talk to him and crap. Well, I guess I have messed up.